President Trump says that we've got bad guys, and he supposes some good people coming across our southern border. But what does that look like, really, up close? Well, 14 years ago, laying on a border trail in Arizona, it looked like this. Now, were these folks just coming to look for work? Were they criminals, rapists, MS-13 gang members? We don't know because they were never caught. When we were going in to film this, the Border Patrol that was staged up there was on their way out, and they said to us that if we saw men in fatigues with automatic rifles, we should run the F away because they weren't ours. This next group that we saw, their noise discipline was so good that when they spotted us at 27 yards away, they split up into two groups, and they flanked us up on the ridge and went behind us, and we never heard a sound. You know, were these fellas packing in drugs, cocaine, crystal meth, heroin? We don't know, because they were never caught. 4 years later, on another Arizona trail, it looked like this. These are drug mules. This is Pinal County Sheriff's Deputy Louis Pearl. And these are two men armed with automatic weapons. A few months later, Deputy Pearl was wounded in a gun battle with armed drug smugglers. But they were never caught. 5 years later, on another trail in Arizona, the drugs and the traffic were still pouring in. It looked like this. Drug mules carrying marijuana bales are easy to recognize by their square shape. These bales range between 60 to 80 pounds, with a street value of approximately $250,000 per bale. And just a few months ago on Jim Chilton's ranch down in Arizona, walking distance from where we were 14 years ago, it looks like this. Are these military-age men in camo fatigues coming across our border just to look for work? Do any of these men have criminal records? Are they MS-13 gang members? We still don't know because they were never caught. "14 years later, and the traffic and the drugs are still pouring in." You know, 14 years ago, I went to Nancy Pelosi to talk to her about the border. She locked us out of her office. Let's go, I'll do this. It's locked. Oh my Lord. Why didn't she go back 14 years ago and help those ranchers? Why won't she talk to them now? How many hundreds of thousands of Americans have been killed by those traffic drugs in the last 14 years? In 14 years, how many Americans have died at the hands, violently, of MS-13 gang members? I don't know. But I do know this. Nancy Pelosi and every other politician that opposes the border wall swore an oath to protect the Constitution. She has a moral obligation to protect all Americans, even the Americans living down on the border. And for her to break that oath, that is immoral. I'm Chris Burgard, and this is Breitbart.